Congratulations, you've made it to Fright.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Glad to be here.
And, so tell us, what was the inspiration behind the film? Because you wouldn't think of Hitler and Bigfoot in the same words.
Well, I wanted to make a movie about two monsters, and I thought, Hitler is a monster, and Bigfoot is a monster, and Hitler's evil, and the Bigfoot in this is ultimately good, and they're both spreading a disease, this plague, and the disease that Hitler was spreading was his ideas, and the Bigfoot is spreading a literal plague. And so that was kind of one of the early seeds that got me wanting to write this. So.
And this is your directorial debut, I believe. And so what have been the biggest challenges for that?
Just strategically planning it so that something on a budget that's small like this could still seem vast and have an epic scope. And I was surrounded by a wonderful, wonderful crew: Douglas Trumbull, Richard Urasich, John Sayles, Lucky McKee. I just had a beautiful group of people to work with, and then the cast. It makes it a lot easier when it's your first time.
Tell us about the cast, because you've got some big names, really.
Yeah, Aiden Turner felt passionately about the script. He was, I think, pretty much one of the very first people we talked about. I'd seen him on Poldark, and I'd seen him in the Hobbit movies, and I wanted somebody who could match the kind of unpretentious cool that Sam Elliott has, and Aiden has that. So, and then Caitlin just responded really strongly to the script, and we had beautiful discussions about her grandfather and World War II, and all of the themes in the movie were really important to her. And then Sam Elliott just is a good, decent man, and he felt like this movie had something to say about decency, and these are strange days, so it was an opportunity to say something about decency with this. So, yeah.
And would you give a note to yourself, looking back retrospectively, on anything that you would do differently, or anything that you've learned from making this film, what you'll take with you now going forward?
I wish I wasn't as scared as I was leading up to it, but I don't think there's anything I could do to take that away. Working with Sam taught me a lot about the closeness, especially this movie's very intimate, and he gives a very raw human performance, and talking to Sam about that meant having to join him at that level, which meant taking it very, very seriously and taking it as a responsibility. So I would just carry that forward. It's a responsibility, and we're really fortunate to be able to tell any stories, and so I hope people find this one well.
I imagine when you even saw the title, it was something that just sets your imagination to go completely wild.
It is. It's a very mythic title, and it really gets your brain running. And I had done a short film with the director, Bob, and he told me the title of this film, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm on board, just from the title. And then he showed me the script, and I read about 20 pages and was like, yeah, I'm on board. I don't want to read anymore. I want to wait till I see the movie.
When you were talking about the score, how did you pitch the kind of emotional tone that you wanted to convey?
Well, it's a discussion. It's a back and forth between me and the director. And, we both share a lot of common touchstones in film music history, starting with, relatively early composers like Bernard Herrmann and Elmer Bernstein, through Goldsmith and John Williams and David Shire, and then into the contemporary composers. And we both sort of decided that we wanted something that felt like it was respectful of the eras that the film takes place, which is the mid-'80s and the mid-'40s. And that sort of made a lot of the decisions for us.
And when you start to create the score, are you watching the film, are you seeing the script and then hatching the ideas, and it's kind of bubbling away until the film is actually made and edited, and then start the work?
Well, generally I like to see the film, and I try not to do too much thinking before then, because a lot can happen between writing a script and shooting it and cutting it. And so in this case, I watch they give me a cut of the film, and it's not the final cut, but it's in shape. And I watch that 50 times, and sometimes I watch it without any sound at all and just look at the visual storytelling. And then sometimes I don't look at the screen, and I just listen to it. And I come up with musical ideas, and I keep a sketchbook, and I find stuff that starts to resonate with me. So there was a piece by Bach that resonated with me when I heard it on the radio while I was working on this film, and that ended up having a little bit of influence on a part of the score. Things like that. And I try to write the themes away from the picture, and then take those themes and write the cues that have to be done to picture.